Yeah, obviously, you go back to, we didn't play them that long, it wasn't that long ago when we played them. So we had some fresh ideas about adjustments that we want to make, how we were going to guard them. When somebody beats somebody bad, there's an assumption to think that team is this great, that team is that bad. Well, nobody's that good or that bad. We beat Arkansas here by 25, whatever it was. We weren't that good, and they weren't that bad. Sometimes you start throwing balls in, and you look better than you actually are, and the other team looks worse than they actually are. But we came away from that game once we got back from that trip from hell on Thursday. By the way, at 2:30 in the afternoon, we were still laying in the airport here in Sugar Land. But I digress. But once we poured over the film, the coaches, we obviously met. I think we got back at 1:30 in the morning, and we came in and met at 9 o'clock. And I just wanted to watch all their made baskets, just the first half. And they played great, but I also knew that we could play a lot better. And the area that we had to get better at was choking off the three-point line. We did a great job tonight of not over-helping or not dropping. Now, sometimes when you take something away, you're going to give something up. Now, what we gave up tonight was some offensive rebounds that they're not going to get normally against us because we're a good rebounding team. But I'd much rather give up some offensive rebounds maybe than to give Shamet, Frankamp, Reeves, those three guys especially, open looks. So we made a concerted effort. But Galen Robinson, Armani Brooks, Corey Davis, Rob, those four guys especially, they really competed. And there's a big difference in playing hard versus competing. We always play hard. But tonight we really competed. And we believe we were going to win this game. Our guys kept hearing that, Wichita State, lost and they're going to come in here mad. But what about us? We lost too.
Questions?
Kelvin, you came here obviously to change culture, make a difference, that sort of thing. And you said some teams are not as good as they look, not as bad as they look, but the media loves labels. Do you look at this as a signature win to date for your program?
Obviously it is, but I saw one of my former managers that were here my first year, and he said, "Coach, we've come a long way." And that's the first time I really thought about it. I just thought about that first year. We only had 5 guys on scholarship, and I might have been the most overachieving team I've ever coached. That team won 13 games. I'm still trying to figure out how that team won 13 games. The team should have won 5 games, but they won 13. And but yeah, we're building the program. We have good players. This is a signature win. But I just think there's bigger and better wins down the road for us. That's why this is not a day of celebration. You appreciate the day. And I'm happy for our fans. All of our fans that came out to see the game today, hopefully they'll come back and see the Cougars. I hope so. We've got a good thing going on over here at Texas Southern. I was talking to a man over there. I'm not sure I want to go to the Fertitta Center. we may treat the Fertitta Center like the Toyota Center, decide to play them all here. But I don't think we would have won that game. I don't think we would have had the same ambiance or the same atmosphere had this game played at the Toyota Center. That's why I fought to keep it here. After we beat Arkansas early in the year, I saw what a good crowd could mean to our kids. But Wichita State had it at their place. You cannot believe how electric that was that night. I think they had everybody from Dorothy and Toto and the mayor. It was a coronation night for them. It was their first game ever in the American Athletic Conference. And they were there celebrating, as they should have, and it was an unbelievable crowd. Obviously I've seen a lot of great crowds, been a part of a lot of great home crowds. Wichita State's fans are outstanding, man. They know how to support their team, and they did a great job that night. I mean, they blew the roof off that place. And then when you throw in all those 3-pointers they were making, we didn't know whether it was on foot or horseback starting that game. But for us, as we're building this program, and ours, we've been here 3 years, and we're into our 4th season. We haven't finished it yet, but I just like where we're going. Even if we lost this game today, I would like where it's going. I know where we started, and I know where we're going to be as we move forward. But what this does is tells the average fan that doesn't pay much attention to us that we're good. People that come to see us a lot, they knew we were good. But the people that maybe didn't pay much attention, and when they see that University of Houston beat Wichita State, then that'll perk their ears up, and that's a good thing.
Kelvin, you hit on in your opening remarks about the defense, but to limit Landry Shaman in the first half with no points and really not letting him get going. How much did you guys feed off of that, being able to?
So that was the game plan. What time did you guys walk in here this morning, huh?
6:15, 6:05.
Yeah, I brought this team here at 6 o'clock this morning. I think it was, I got here at 5:45 and they came right after me. But I think it's around 6:06, and that's what we worked on. We knew where they were going to get their shots from, and we knew we had to do a great job of not relaxing. They're very disciplined. They run good stuff, and they hit us in the mouth with it the last time. But you play somebody twice during the year, not once. So we split. It's no longer that game, it's these 2 games. And the way we guarded them today is the way we've got to guard everybody going forward. Last week we played East Carolina. I thought for 34 minutes, that was the best defense, 34 minutes I've had a team play since I've been here. Now, Thursday night was just, I felt sorry for our kids. That game should have been canceled, to be honest with you. Should have been canceled. Our conference should have stepped in and said, you know what, it's after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and Houston's still trying to get from the airport. Our kids really shouldn't have to play that game. But we're going to talk about that later, one of those extenuating circumstances if it gets down to it later in the season. But I thought the most important thing today was our kids' commitment to a game plan. This is how we're going to guard. When they run these actions, here's the way we're going to guard. The best game plan in the world is not going to matter if you don't have committed kids. And our kids were committed. I was really, really proud of our kids. Regardless of points, individual points, I don't really care about that. Rob will be the first one to tell you. I could care less about how many points people score. I thought that was the best defense Rob's played all year. And our most valuable player today, without question, was Corey Davis. He was outstanding at both ends.
Kelvin, to play off your quote from a couple of days ago, did you bring your guys wearing bulletproof vests, or did their AKs jam?
I don't know. My mother probably wouldn't have been real proud of that statement. I started thinking about that. I think about my mother a lot when I make statements like that. She would have said, "Son, that's not nice." She would say that to me a lot. That's not nice.
It was funny.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been funny to her. So I probably shouldn't comment on it out of respect to my mother.
You shot that question to hell. Thanks.
Anything else?
Hey, what's your language?
Just how satisfied are you by your team's ability just to respond whenever they seem to make a little bit of a charge and try to get back in? You guys were able to kind of hold off and respond.
Yeah, and I think that's because we're a good team. We've had big wins. Playing Wichita State for us was, we've already played them, but we've also, this is, what is our record, by the way?
15-4.
So this is our 19th game. You know, we've been there. You know, we've been up big on someone, and they start coming back. Providence is, when we played Providence in Connecticut in December, we were up like 18 or 19. All of a sudden they made a run. We called timeout, and we kind of know where to go from there. But that starts with your leadership. You know, I thought Devin Davis was another one that was a stud today. Our seniors were good. Breon still, you know, to start the game, Breon warmed up. He warmed up, and he could play to start the game. But boy, when he goes and sits for 20, 25 minutes and he come out the second half, I knew he just can't do it. His ankle's nowhere near ready. And obviously he makes us a better team. You know, he got us a basket inside. Once we get him back, I think we can continue to improve. But how about Nura? You know, Nura came off the bench today and played tough. That's a good front line. Morris and Nerger and Kelly and McDuffie. I'm missing somebody probably.
Fabian White.
Fabian White is just getting better and better and better. You know, you think about how good that kid's going to be. But you know, one of the things that makes him better is he has to go against Devin Davis, Breon Brady, Nerger, Nura, and Chris every day. You know, last year at Tascasita, you know, he wasn't breaking a sweat getting 28 and 17. You know, and now in practice every day, he's going against men. And that was a man's game tonight in that paint. Those two good teams battling each other in that paint tonight.
I have time for one more question if you got it.
Kelvin, Greg was asked if you're an NCAA, worthy of the NCAA tournament. He said if you play like this, you are. So what do you think about that?
Probably accurate. You asked me about his quote?
Yeah, you're right.
That's an accurate quote. I do, and we play like that, we are.
All right. Thanks
Thanks
very
for
much.
Thank you.